What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am live again for I think the fifth time in my channel's history. But we got a lot of cool stuff going on, and I wanted to come and go on live today because there's some interesting things going on in the background, and one of them obviously being the what's happened over the last several weeks with the release of Alex Hermosi's book, which I haven't gotten the 10 books that I ordered yet, but I've seen people post online that they've got theirs. So mine are sure to arrive shortly. But I've been going through his course. I've been talking about some of the just basics in that program. And I want to talk to you about something that is basic that I've written down that I want to show you here in just a second. But one of the biggest expenses that you will incur, other than employees in your business, is the cost to acquire customers. That is the first problem you're going to have to solve. And there's a couple of problems with that. Most of the time, you don't know who your customers are, and that's going to keep all of this from working. By the way, you need to know who your customers are before you can go through the drill that I'm going to show you here in just a second. So the topic of this video is going to be about the cost, liquidating the cost to acquire your customers. In marketing and business, we call that a self-liquidating offer. All right. Or in other words, something that we can sell immediately after, before, during our acquisition process to reclaim the cost that it costs us to get that customer. If we're running ads and to have somebody come on and go through an onboarding and sign up and it costs us $100, what can we sell for $100 or more upon immediately to reclaim that cost? So I'll walk you through something that's really important really quick. And I am not sure. I think it's backwards in the video, which is why I'm going to have to tell you what it says. But this says awareness selling. Okay. And I'm looking at it and it totally looks backwards. So for those of you watching, if this is really annoying, I'm sorry, I'll walk you through it. Okay. Here's what this is all about. And this is why this is really important. First of all, if you don't have a niche, you can't do this. It won't work. But if you do, here's what you need to start by understanding. One, all of your customers that you've chosen currently exist somewhere on this awareness spectrum. Okay. Over here, this is the clueless person, meaning whatever your agency does, whatever problems you solve, they're not quite aware of the problems. Maybe they know they have cash flow problems in their business, but they're not aware that, or maybe they know they need more revenue in their business, but they don't know that they can use advertising in a very specific way to help them solve that problem. So this is clueless, unaware. And then this is most aware. Okay. And so these people are acutely aware that they need awesome advertising to grow their business, if that's the service that you're offering, but they're not necessarily, they're in the market. Okay. So that's most aware to least aware. Now, what we have here, this was actually this book, when it came out by Michael Masterson, that was his nom de plume. This book, when it came out, was $1,000. Okay. And it's all about so it's called Great Leads, the 6 easiest ways to start any sales message. So it's basically like if a headline and the first sentence does 90% of the work in the advertising, that's why he wrote this book. And so the actual awareness spectrum comes directly from that book. And that's why it's so cool. So what he says is, if you want advertising to work, you need to pair your language, the type of communication, with where they find themselves on this awareness spectrum. Okay. So if they're clueless, if they don't know anything, we tell stories. Okay. And we tell stories like them. So, hey, Harry was an insurance broker. For a long time, he had feast and famine months where he would go get customers and then his pipeline would be empty and he had no idea how to grow his business while all of his other colleagues were doing the same thing so we tell stories because they can identify with the story. So that's on the indirect side. You graduate over to secrets. Hey, here's something that you don't know, a secret way of getting insurance customers that nobody's telling you about. Okay, that's another type of story. Problem solution. These are for people who have now become aware of your problem. And then promise is, hey, I can get you this many insurance customers in a month if you do this. And then this is offer. Get 30 insurance customers for $1,500 a month. Like that's just the most aware people. If you're credible, you just want to know what your offer is. Okay, so that's what the awareness spectrum is. Now, this is not talked in the book, but in order for us to run the ads, whether we're running stories or running offers, that's going to cost us money. If we're doing this online, it's going to cost us money. Okay, what we want to do is we want to have some kind of strategy. So our offer can not just acquire the customer, but can liquidate the cost of the advertising without detracting from our core offer. Meaning, if our core offer is to sell our agency services for 3 months for $1,000 or whatever. That's the money for the core offer. We don't want to tap into our self-liquidating offer. We don't want to conflate the two, if that makes sense. So I want to go through the different types of offers that we make through the process and what their function is. So the first one is when people are indirect. Okay, our goals in making offers is not to liquidate the cost of them. That's too fast. We can't do it that quick. What we want to do in this phase is this is the top of the funnel. Okay, we want to find our prospects. We want to educate our prospects. Okay. So if people are completely clueless, this particular audience is hard to tap into. It has the most opportunity, right? Because they're unaware. So that's how we find those people. We find them, we educate them, and then they move down the funnel this direction. All right. Now, when they become more problem solution aware, promise aware, and then offer aware, we can go through these particular offer sequences, and they all serve a purpose. So our lead magnet is going to get them into whatever our sales mechanism is. So a demo call, a trial, whatever that is, that's what the lead magnet's job is. The offer, the core offer, that is what you sell as your business. It's the core thing where you make your money. Okay. So magnet, offer. Self-liquidating offer. Now, self-liquidating offer is where things get really interesting. I'm going to put this way and just conclude the rest of this particular video talking about self-liquidating offers. Self-liquidating offers are opportunities where we can reclaim all of that expense, this entire funnel, where we can reclaim that expense. That our core offer has straight margins. We don't have to include all that other garbage in there. Okay. So it becomes creating a self-liquidating offer to me is actually harder than creating a core offer, because it is when you offer your core offering, you're giving a complete solution. Okay. Hey, I'm giving you everything you need. It's anticipating the problems that you are creating by giving them your core offer. That's where you can really start to test things. A couple of the easy ones, and this came from Alex's course. I'm just right now implementing, remembering and implementing some of these things. A self-liquidating offer you can make. If somebody goes to your core offer, buys your thing, your agency services, you can say, hey, if you provide us with a referral, we will give you $100 off and give them $100 off, right? So it's a great way to claim, because if they give you a referral, then you didn't have to spend any money through this process to get that person. Okay, so that's one way to liquidate your cost. This is actually something right now that we're working on actively. It is the hardest thing to do. Giving examples and telling you this is your self-liquidating offer is almost impossible, but we can give you frameworks. And what I can tell you is anytime you sell somebody something, you create problem downstream. Or in other words, if I go buy a set of golf clubs, now I got to go pay for golf lessons, or I got to go golfing. That's another expense. That's another problem. Okay. Or if I buy a bicycle, now I have to take time out of my, day to do whatever. That means I can't take my kids to this or whatever it is. Like there's always going to be downstream consequences, second, third order consequences. So the WF vlogs, I'm not sure what WF means, but sure. So this is what I'm working on right now. And I'm working on this actively in my agency because we have an amazing core offer, an amazing product. And to sell and be more profitable, throwing in and testing and finding a self-liquidating offer could just take us to the moon. Like we're talking about not only filling our new customers like acquisition process, but also just straight margins. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope this has gotten a couple of ideas spinning in your head. And that's the goal. So if you don't know what UpHex is, go check it out. UpHex.com, UpHex.com. We offer a 14-day free trial. If you don't know what Lead Gen U is, in the description section below this video, the very first link is a free course that we offer that teaches you how to run an agency offering lead generation services, including how to get clients, because I give you both my Genie pitch deck as well as the big 3 webinar. So go check those out. Thanks for watching. See you later.